What's up, YouTube? I'm the Car131. In this video, I'm going to be running the Federal Punch 22 long rifle through a simulated FBI barrier test. Some of you might be wondering what a simulated FBI barrier test is. I've already done one of them right up here. Highly recommend you go check that out. Basically, the simulated FBI barrier test, simulated because it's me doing it, not the FBI, but the barrier test, according to the Hornady law enforcement website, is nothing more than a series of 6 stages or 6 tests used by the FBI, and I would assume, other departments and agencies to test how duty ammunition will perform in ballistics gel should a agent or an officer have to engage a target through various barriers. Now, I am doing this, obviously, civilian sort of perspective, but I think it's just as important in that the chance is small, absolutely, but there is still a chance that you might have to engage a target through some kind of barrier. And in this specific test, 29 grain, 22 long rifle. Oh yeah, this is going to be interesting. All right, stage 1 of the FBI test. Stage 1, kind of boring, just bare ballistics gel. So I'm using a Taurus TX22. Review is right up here. Go check that out. 4.1 inch barrel, I believe. Federal Punch, 29 grain. See how it does. 1208 velocity. All right, so it looks like it stopped. It tumbled whenever it was going through. The bullet is pointing towards me, but total penetration looks like 12 3/4 inches. I can tell from the bullet track it punched forward just a tiny bit more and came back. Counting that, you're looking at 13 inches, but 12 3/4 inches is final penetration. It's 22 long rifle. There's no temporary stretch to even bother with. Stage 2 of the simulated FBI test. This one we're introducing clothing. So it's kind of likely you're gonna have to shoot someone that's wearing clothes. So I got this pack from Clear Ballistics. I'm pretty positive you should be seeing on screen, but this is, I believe, the exact same materials called for in the actual FBI test. We got 2 layers of a t-shirt material, 1 layer of denim, 1 layer of fleece. I also flipped the gel block because I think there was a clearer side that was facing away from the slow-mo camera. So, still 3 yards. Let's see how this 22 handles some clothing. 1179 velocity. All right. What's we looking at? I'm kind of impressed by that. You got 4 layers of clothing and not much of a penetration difference. Twelve and a half inches. Yeah, it looks like 12.5 inches. Once again, there's no neck. There's no temporary stretch to speak of. For the most part, even like full power handgun rounds don't have a real temporary stretch. 22 ain't got nothing. The bullet did once again tumble though, and it's facing backwards, interestingly. Stage 3. This is where things start to get really interesting. Stage 3 is 2 pieces of 20 gauge hot rolled steel with a galvanized finish. What I have here is from metalsdepot.com. It's 20 gauge steel with a galvanized finish. I couldn't get hot rolled and a galvanized finish, but it's 20 gauge steel. galvanized finish. The blocks are 18 inches behind it, and it has the 2 layers of a t-shirt material in front of it. This is meant to simulate the weakest part of a car door. $11.76 velocity. Okay, I already saw. Let's see if I can find the bullet track. I don't see one on here. This is the first part of the door. It penetrated. It couldn't even penetrate 2 pieces of 20 gauge steel. So, suffice to say, stage 3 is a slight failure. Stage 4. Now we come to stage 4. We're in the back half. Stage 4 is 2 pieces of 1/2 inch gypsum board. Drywall, as far as I know. This is probably not the same drywall that the FBI uses. It's what Lowe's had. 29 grain federal punch. Let's see if it can punch through the drywall. It didn't through this 20 gauge steel. $11.96. Alrighty. Unlike stage 3 with the 20 gauge steel, the federal punch was able to punch through the 2 pieces of drywall. Thankfully, because they're drywall. And unfortunately, 22, the powerhouse that it is, it lost a little bit getting through that drywall. Total penetration, looks like 8 3/4 inches at the very farthest bit. Once again, it looks like it pushed a little bit farther. 9 1/4 inches is what it looks like it pushed to and then kind of bounced back. Ballistics gel does that, but 8 3/4 inches. Stage 5, we're almost done here. Stage 5 is 1 piece of 3/4 inch double A rated fir plywood. This is 3/4 inch plywood they had at Lowe's. Quick note, stage 5 is meant to simulate a, I believe they say a wooden door or a typical, a typical interior timber, something like that. $12.09. All right, stage 5. Almost done. Oh God, the wind. I just got one more stage, buddy. Hold on. Okay, so stage 5, it successfully penetrated the plywood. As far as penetration, 8.5. Yeah, looks like. So, very interestingly, the stage 4 and 5, the drywall and the plywood, they look exactly the same. Both of them look like they settled at about 8 3/4 inches and then pushed forward a little bit before they bounced back. Their bullet tracks are almost exactly the same. Stage 6, last stage. This one is all about auto glass. So, the actual FBI test calls for ASI quarter-inch laminated auto safety glass. I think I got that right. I found this one I'm using on onedayglass.com, I believe. It's quarter-inch laminated safety glass. It's about the closest I could find. Meant to simulate a windshield, obviously. Kind of nervous about this one. Damn, okay. No velocity on that one. So I spent a couple minutes here looking for the bullet. I don't think it penetrated the glass enough to then hit the block. However, I did bring one extra just in case. So I'll shoot this one and try to like be more precise and try and make sure it goes through this and hits this. We'll give it one more shot. Let's try stage 6 again, see if it'll go through it this time and actually into the gel. 1239 velocity. So let's see if I can find the bullet this time. Did the same thing. It looks like it hit. I hit the glass. I still don't have a bullet in the gel. I found it this time. So I figured out why the other one I couldn't find either. Because the Federal Punch 29 grain .2 long rifle does not have enough energy to break through quarter-inch laminated safety glass and penetrate. It has enough to break through it. Hello. But there's still a little flap here, and this had just bounced back and it was sitting right there. So this is the first piece. This is the second piece of glass I shot. They both have this flap here, which I'm guessing is the laminate somehow. The bullet had enough energy to break the glass, but not the laminate. That one has the same thing. This is the second one. Completely flattened it. It used all of its energy trying to penetrate, and it just didn't have enough. I found this one also sitting there. I believe this is probably a fragment from the first one. So once again, just not enough energy. So here's the bullets I was able to recover. These are from stages 1 and 2. The bear gel and the clothing test. As you can see, I don't know which is which, but they look exactly the same. They're not deformed. They're not messed up. They're just normal flat nose 22 long rifles. Stage 3, the steel didn't penetrate and I lost it. Stage 4, I believe, is this one. Stage 4 would be the drywall. Once again, looks mostly the same. Stage 5, Stage 5, plywood. Mangled it up pretty good. And stage 6, up top, was the auto glass. I shot it twice. I was only able to find one bullet, but once again, you can see, totally flattened it. So the results of this simulated FBI test are very interesting, but I'm not really surprised. So to recap, stage 1 and 2, stage 1 being bare gel, best case scenario, they barely got enough. The standard I was looking for was 12 to 18 inches of penetration. That's the standard I always use. If you want to know why, watch this video right here. But absolute perfect ideal scenario. It barely got on the absolute bare edge. The stage 1 and 2 are like 12 and 13 inches, barely passing at all. It couldn't penetrate stage 3, the 20 gauge steel. 4 and 5, it penetrated, but they both only got like 8 3/4 inches. So it penetrated, but it fell way short. It gave up a lot of energy to do that. So stage 6, laminated auto glass or laminated safety glass, but it once again did not have enough energy to penetrate. That very clearly, in my opinion, shows the shortcoming of 22 long rifle as a self-defense option. It doesn't have a lot of energy. You can debate it however you want, and the simple fact is, the end all be all fact is, it does not have a lot of energy. So based on this one test, if you chose to use 22 long rifle for self-defense, I would not expect it to work very well or effectively at all if you have to shoot someone through some kind of a barrier. I'm not saying you should, but the possibility is there that you may have to. And if you use 22 long rifle for self-defense, I'd say you're going to be real undergunned if you have to go through a barrier of some kind. If you enjoyed the video, you found it entertaining or informative, give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more content like this, more FBI tests in the future. I'm the Car 131, signing off.